Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We should start a series, guys. This is Solo Laura estate sale series. I feel like this is the 7th or so in the series over the course of the past year or so. Oh my gosh, a yellow jack just landed on my car. So yeah, today we're going to an estate sale. It's run by a company that I've been to before. The sale started a few hours ago, but the house looks packed. Super packed. I don't really know what's in it. I don't think it's a super old vintage home. But it looks like a digger sale, which is something that Janine and I really love going to. Digger sales are houses where the estate sale company comes in, and in most cases, they really leave the house untouched. Sometimes they'll organize it a bit so it's easy to walk through, because some of these houses can be really filled with belongings. And Janine and I, we go in. This is somebody's entire life contents. In many cases, they're still alive. In some cases, they're not, the homeowners, but we go in with respect to see what we can save from the landfills, because a lot of the stuff, like, they're selling the house, they're trying to move out, the stuff will get tossed. So we just like to go in and see what we can save from the landfill, see what we can share with you guys. It's really fun just to see what people have collected over the years. So we're gonna take you in, or I'm gonna take you in, see what we can find, and at the end I'll show you guys what I got. Let's go. As soon as I head into the house, I of course am looking for Christmas. I came across this room that did have some Christmas, but by the looks of it and just, by looking throughout, it just seemed like mostly newer ornaments. But I did happen to find a few sprinkled in here that were true vintage ornaments, like that indent that you just saw. And there was also one back here that was unsilvered. So this is definitely from like the 50s during the World War II era. So that was pretty cool to see. I then came across this little cabinet, and there were some books on it. They seemed to be like some Bible and religious books. I thought the artwork on the cover of this was pretty nice. And then I came across these books, and I thought the cover of this one was so funny. Interesting way to, I think the book said like a scriptural approach to dieting. So that is sort of interesting. On this upper level, I glimpsed a little surprise up there. Chuck E. Cheese token cups. These are a little newer, but probably from like the early 2000s if I had to guess. And Chuck E. Cheese is pretty collectible. I took a second look to make sure there was no more up there, but there were just some patches. So at this point I was curious, like, what could I possibly find? There seems to be an interesting mix throughout. And while I was in this room, I definitely started to learn that the woman who owned this house was definitely a crafter. There was tons of ribbons. I came across these little photo albums or photo frames, and it seemed like they were for Polaroids. So I thought that was pretty cool. I set them aside and continued to dig through the crafting supplies. I came across this red box, which was marked 10. I thought that was interesting. I didn't know what it was. So I just continued to look through the rest of the cabinet. On the other shelf, I found this little, I guess, container of different sewing materials and doodads. And at the corner of my eye, I spotted these tiny reindeer, and everybody needs a little bit of tiny reindeer in their lives. So I set that aside. There were some other like cool like metal pieces and just different design elements that I like to look through and sometimes pick up. In the world of vintage holiday, you have a lot of crafters, people who like to craft with vintage supplies. So I'm always on the lookout for those to, pass along and resell to fellow vintage crafters. On the other side of the room, I came across some more Christmas. At first glance, it still looks pretty modern to me, but I did come across some of these wooden ornaments that Janine really loves. She does have a collection of them, a little bin growing. So, I'm just taking a look to make sure there's nothing hiding under here. But this little snowman I thought was so cute. Now, I'm not really one for the wooden figures, but that little guy, he came home. He definitely came home with me. So yeah, I'm just making sure there's no like hidden knee huggers, things that people have overlooked. But if there was anything at the sale that was vintage Christmas, people definitely combed through and grabbed them, because I really didn't find too much. This Precious Moments really was nostalgic. I definitely had stuff like that growing up. And then I found one of these containers and I figured out what it was for. It's like a beading craft supply kit. I came across this box that just had like literally miscellaneous things, but they were all vintage. So I thought it would be fun to look through, like this travel game. And a lot of it was like new old stock, unopened. Maybe just stored away for 40 years. I did come across this cup, which I thought was really interesting. And it was from Wawa, which is a local gas station to New Jersey. So I thought that was so interesting. I put it in my bag to, check out more on it later. And then came across another room that had a lot of baskets, some more Christmas wear, but this was definitely all modern from like the late 90s to the 2000s. But I did double check and lift things up just to make sure that nothing was hiding. A lot of the stuff, is resellable for sure. Even modern Christmas. I know Janine and I talk a lot about the vintage stuff, which is super collectible and hot, but there are some modern pieces that are, worth money. And we're slowly learning about that as we thrift and as we go to these estate sales and just look things up on our phone as we go along. I looked through the clothing and I picked up a piece or two. You guys will have to wait to the end to see. And then I made my way into the basement, which was like, guys, all of the stuff, everything you see is crafting supplies. She had buttons. She had just a whole wall full of paper. Like right here, this is all paper and markers and ribbons and stamping supplies. Like the list goes on and on and on. I did take a little bit of paper and I tried to get these really nice Martha Stewart, I guess like corner border stampers, but it was a little pricey. Like I grabbed the mechanism that makes the stamp and then all the stamps that go with it, and she wanted like 5 a piece, so it would have ended up being like $30, and I just wasn't willing to spend that. I don't know what she was charging for ribbon. I'm curious because there's literally so much ribbon in this house, like boxes and boxes. I was actually looking for some ribbon for a bouquet that I'm making, but funnily enough, I did not find the type that I wanted. I was really hopeful. I really thought I was going to find the ribbon that I needed and wanted out of a whole house full of ribbon, but I didn't find it. I ended up finding it at Michael's. 50% off, so it's okay. But yeah, look at that, guys. Just tons of ribbons. I did find this little box of mason jars, and lo and behold, there were mason jars inside, but I didn't end up picking any of those up. And then I came across a little box of just miscellaneous things, like a little Snoopy in there, cute Christmas stuff from the 2000s. In the basement, there was a pile of books that I took a look at. A lot of them were, I guess, from like the 90s, but as I was going through them, I started to get it started to smell like mildew, and like these books had gotten wet at one point and dried out and got mildewy. So I actually didn't spend any more time looking through them, which was too bad. So that was a shame. I then went into another room that had this cabinet just like filled with stuff on the shelves. A little overwhelming to look at actually, but I continued looking and spotted this really fun Disney eraser set. These were definitely a bit older, maybe from the 80s or so. And it was interesting because the house was filled with things that were like brand new and things that dated all the way back to like the 50s. So I wonder if it was generations of family belongings. And last, I was looking through this box of books, I guess, and I came across a Puffalump. I couldn't believe it. So he came and I got a price for everything. But before I left, and you guys will want to see what I got, I just looked at the kitchen. It was quite vintage, like this can opener under the cabinet. Pretty cool. And yeah, we're going to head into the haul now, guys. All right, guys, we are back in the car. I paid $20 for everything. I think that's a pretty good score. I was very afraid of this prices. This estate sale company, we used to go to a lot. They used to do a lot of vintage homes, and it's been quite a while since they've had a sale that I was interested in going to. But knew going in that it could be a little pricey. Things were individually marked. But I think I got a deal because I got that Puffalump, which if it cleans up nicely, I think I could resell for, close to $20 in itself. And I don't know if I captured it on camera, but I picked up these bud vases that I found in a cabinet, or I guess sort of a cabinet. And one of them had a sticker, like a old store sticker on it. I think it fell off in the bag, but these were like, they screamed vintage to me. And I just had a hunch about them. We're gonna use them for the wedding, but afterwards I might be able to resell these. I think like they can sell. I have to look up on eBay and see if my hunch is correct, but I think I grabbed like 4 of these. If they're in good condition, I think they are. Might be able to resell these just themselves. I picked up some paper. I picked up some clothes for myself. I'll show you guys what I got. Another really hard to film sale. There were a lot of people. It was a very crowded ranch house. It was really cool though. I think I got a good deal. There was some Christmas, a little bit of vintage. I don't think there was a ton of vintage to begin with. I don't know. I came, as I said, a little bit later. So I think it was fun overall. I'm going to show you guys what I got. While Janine was editing, I snuck out to this estate sale without her. She was editing a video. I said, Janine, I'm going to an estate sale. You can't stop me. And here's everything that I brought back for $20. And Janine's going to see it for the first time. She's behind the camera. Say hello to the camera, Janine.
Hello, everyone.
So I picked up this Puffalump. Now that I see it in the daylight, it's definitely stained.
Yeah, they, wash up pretty well. That's what's great about parachute material plushies.
So hopefully he cleans up nicely. He is
Very
a
nice.
vintage Puffalump. Not sure how much this one goes for in particular. We'll throw up a comp. Hopefully he's a $100
He's a puppy
Puffalump.
dog.
No, it's a bunny.
Nah, it's a dog.
Oh.
Right? Big
I thought,
floppy ears.
I guess so. I thought it was a bunny.
Face like that. I think, yeah, there's no whiskers or anything.
That's true.
Teeth.
It's cute. Whenever you see a Puffalump, if you resell, definitely pick them up. They're usually worth at least $20.
Unless I'm wrong, I'll put it up here. Like,
Bunny, rabbit. It's cute. So I picked this up, Janine. I thought you'd be proud of me.
Whoa.
These are
what are
fun.
those?
These are bud vases. These are like test tube bud vases. And I picked them up for us to decorate with and then eventually resell.
They're fun.
I had a hunch that they're vintage, and I just did a quick search, and they are. They made versions, Jean, that were connected, and there were like 2 of them. They made all different types, and these resell. They don't resell for a ton of money. If you find the propagating one where it has like, it's like this big bowl, and it has all these little things sticking out of it, that one's worth a good amount of money. These on their own, as a lot, might be like $30 to $40.
Those are cool.
I thought they were really cool though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. I picked up 2 pieces of clothing. I was afraid of the prices, like I had said, but I got $3 each on these.
Nice.
I picked this up for personal wear. I thought it was a
That's
really
so cute.
little, I guess, sweater, jacket, cardigan. Probably vintage. How cute is that?
That's so cute.
It has a little bit of pilling, but with a little pilling machine, I think that'll come up. And it might even have shoulder pads in it. I think it does.
Wow.
So I will be sporting this fall. I think it's pretty
It's
cute.
really cute. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. That's so cute.
I picked this one up too, maybe for personal, maybe to resell. This isn't newer, maybe Y2K Pooh on here. So he's not like a 90s Pooh, which would resell really nicely. So I might even just keep this to wear myself.
I think it's so cute.
For $3, I mean, how cute is that? I remember this Pooh, like this version
so
of Pooh
cute.
that they did. Really, really cute. And I like the design too, like the snowflakes. I picked these frames up, these lucite frames. They're new old stock, made in Japan. And see how it says Instamatic photos? So I was hoping and thinking that these are for like Polaroid shots. Because we do have Polaroids and we shoot some film with them sometimes. But I'm a little confused because this is a square, and wouldn't it have like that little white strip under it? Like, would that fit? I don't know. I'm a little confused. I thought you would know, Janine. If these are, do you think these are for Polaroids?
Well, probably it says Instamatic. I would think
Right?
for instant camera. We'll fool around with it and see what we can find.
That's why I
out.
picked them up, because I was hoping that they'd be for Polaroids. If they are, we'll use them. If they're not, maybe we'll do something else with them. I don't know. But I thought they were cool.
They
New
are.
old stock. This is really interesting. I don't know why I picked this up. I actually put it in the bag, and then I got a deal on the whole bag, so I was actually thinking of putting this back. But it ended up coming home with me. This is a vintage, like, Wawa travel mug.
Oh, I've seen these type of travel mugs before.
Wawa is like a, it's a gas station local to New Jersey. And they have like a convenience store inside. I've never seen anything like this. I think that's so cool. 70s? I mean, I don't know. That's wild. I'm not
so cool.
gonna keep this. It does say Worley Industries, Warren, Pennsylvania, USA. So I think this is pretty vintage.
Yeah,
And
so
just
you stick
so
that.
unique.
You stick that like in the car.
Oh.
You stick that like on something in the car, I believe.
Oh, yeah, look.
And then you slide
And
the.
it holds it.
Yeah, it shows right there. Stick that, and then you slide that in there, and it would hold it. That's so cool.
That's so fun.
Stop that.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
Yeah, have you ever?
The little spaghetti collar on it.
It's so cute. They made little angels like this with the little spaghetti wreath hats or
Yeah.
things on their head or even around their necks. I've never seen a little deer like this before. So of course I had to pick it up.
Yeah.
I wish there were
so
more. This is
cute.
the only one I found. I'm really excited about this find. I found actually 2 Chuck E. Cheese token cups.
Wow.
They are marked the year 2010, not 2000. I thought it said 2010. So they're, from the last 10 years or so. And they're filled with a bunch of tokens.
Love that.
How fun. These resell on eBay. The older, the more valuable. But I was just excited to find some Chuck E. Cheese, you know, stuff at this estate sale. I thought it was pretty fun to find. Alright guys, that's it. That concludes our solo Laura estate sale trip. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along. I think we found some pretty fun stuff for $20. What do you think, Janine?
I think you did a great job. You found a lot of things that are different and fun.
Just different and fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.